Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you? Let's make it public. Let's make it public. Let's make it public. Hope you're doing well, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Let's make it public. Let's make it public. Good evening and welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me go make it public. Let me go make it public. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. Edit privacy, and it's public. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H, some people call me Havis, some people call me Terrence, some people call me Mr. Bardui, some people call me Little Boy. If you're from the 767, Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, tall is her body, and you're from St. Luke's Parish, aka Point Michelle, aka La Pointe. How do you call me? You call me Luca Boy. Hope you beautiful people are doing well tonight. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. As we're waiting for people to come in, let's see if we have anybody in yet. People are starting to come in. It's public now. Let's double check it and make sure that everything is fine and working copacetically. I don't know if that's a word, copacetically. I know copacetic is a word. I don't know about copacetically, but let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Yeah, man, people are starting to come in. People are starting to come in. How are you beautiful people doing? Have you walked a mile in my shoes yet? Have you ever walked a mile in my shoe? Have you people ever walked a mile in my shoe? But let's go see what we got here. Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's try to go to my page and get live. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to share it too. I'm going to share it. Share it. Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's see. Tuesdays with Terrence. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Boom. Let's get it. So let's get it on. Let's get it on. How are you people doing? Welcome to the show. Peach Goodwill, good evening, and everybody else who's tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. Some people call me Little Boy. If you're from the 767, Whitey Kubuli, tall is her body, the Commonwealth of Dominica, St. Luke's Parish, Point Michelle, aka La Pointe. You called me Luca Boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. How are you beautiful people doing? Hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm wearing my Dominican hat for two reasons. You know, I've been playing my new theme song, and Dominica Dominica made me, Boston raised me, right from the roots of my rise. I'll play it for you in a little bit. But, you know, just before we start, this past weekend, for those of you who know, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. That's right, a Seventh-day Adventist. And the president of our general conference was in Dominica. And, you know, I've posted some pictures on my page. I've posted some pictures. I shared it on my church's page as well. It was really exciting because in the quarter that ended December 31st, there was what we call a 13th Sabbath offering. Basically, what happens every 3 months, we take a special offering for world missions. And one of the projects was a school in Dominica, the Ebenezer Seventh-day Adventist school. And he was down there. They were breaking ground. And it was very good to see my little island, because the world church, there's about 20 million or more Seventh-day Adventists around the world with over 175 countries, I believe. But the important thing is simply this, though. Seeing my little island of Dominica, as you can see on my hat, you know, being part of the world mission of what we do in our church was very important to me. Good evening, Robin. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And everybody else. I hope you guys are having a good week. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. I hope everybody was, chilling, barbecuing, and all of that stuff, you know. I hope that you're safe, you're healthy. I'm working on something right now for one of my clients, but I've been in this funk, you know, and I'm trying to get out and fight my way out of this funk. So tonight we have a great show planned for you. As you guys can see on the banner, It basically says it right there, financial moves in 2025. Some of the financial moves you want to make in 2025. So for all those of you who are watching, before we start, I might give you a little surprise and strum along with the guitar. You think I should do that for you? Let's take this off. Do I need that? Let's try. Let's see. Do I need to get it off? I think I can keep it on. So you guys ready? Just before we do a little strumming for our Tuesday to Terrence to the darkness down a little bit. Now I look really dark. Now I'll put the light back up. I look very dark. Now I look a little brighter. Yes, sir. Just before we play our theme song, I hope, like I said, everyone's having a good week. I hope you are crushing your week so far. Some of us are, some of us are not. But I want to make sure that you're crushing your week. Let's play our theme song just before we go into some announcements, and we'll move on from there. So let's go to our theme song. Let me find my theme song. Is that it right here? Let's see. Is that it right there? Where's my theme song at? I gotta find it, man. I had it queued up, but you guys know how I get a little every now and then. So turn the volume up and do a little strumming for you guys, right? And you guys know the name of the song is called Roots of My Rise. Yeah. Let's do it. You ready? Here we go. Turn our volume on. All right. We gotta start it over. No. You don't go that way, baby. We're gonna start it over. You ready? Here we go. Turn the volume down a little bit so you can get me. Here we go.
Dominica made me, that's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams in. I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From the Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
The roots of my rise from Dominica to Boston to the South. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope everyone's doing well. I was just strumming along tonight with the guitar, making sure I was getting it right. Hope everyone's doing well. How are you beautiful people doing tonight? I hope everyone's doing well. Let me shut up this thing here. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing peachy keen, taking it one day at a time. You know, my new theme song, The Roots of My Rise, the roots of my rise from Dominica to Boston to the South. So let's go in here and check real quickly what happened today in markets. I think the markets were up for those of you who are so excited. Yeah, man, the Dow Jones was up 740.58 points. That is awesome. The NASDAQ was up 461.96 and the S&P was up 118.72. So everybody's 401k, 43B, 457 TSPs made money today. You got mutual funds, stocks, bonds. Everybody made a little money today. But guess what? My clients always make money because if the market is up, they make money. If the market is down, they don't lose money. So you're always making, right? You can do the same thing as well. So I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to see you, Sister Ann Marshall. How are you? Good to see you tonight, all the way in the Virgin Islands. I hope you're doing well out there. I saw you today on the beach with your pictures with your yellow bikini. Jean-Dominique, you see I have my Dominica hat. But anyways, I'm wearing my Dominica hat, like I said, for two reasons. Like I said, for those of you who know me, I'm Seventh-day Adventist, and the president of the Worldwide Church, was our general conference was down there in Dominica. There is a school called Ebenezer Seventh-day Adventist School, and they were down there breaking ground. And the world missions from the last quarter of 2024 part of it is going to Dominica to help build that school. So that's very, very important to me. I think education is very important. Whether it's elementary, high school, college, or whatever it be, I know there's two institutions, the Roman Catholic Church and the Seventh Adventist Church. Both of them have elementary, middle school, high schools, and colleges and universities, and to educate the people. So I was very excited to see Dominica in the news there. I put it on my page as well. So some of you can go and take a look at that. Hope everyone is doing good tonight. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. You guys heard me strumming along with The Roots of My Rise. Should I play it again? I don't know. Get the guitar out. You see, the thing about it is, should I not? A licensed financial pro? No, I'm not going to sing for you all. No way. But anyways, hope everyone's doing well this evening. Good to see you, Elizabeth Bardui. Good to see you. Yes, and Sister Marshall. Yes. Hope everyone's doing well. I have some good points for you tonight on the show. We'll take a look at it real quickly. But I want to know how you guys are doing mentally, psychologically, socially, financially, spiritually. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And, this month I was supposed to have a couple of counselors on, just to talk to people about their mental health. And I didn't do that. And I apologize, but I can always get them back on a different month as well. How are you guys doing mentally, though? Is everything okay? I mean, some people are struggling, man. And I'm not talking necessarily financially. Some people are. Some people are struggling, might be spiritually. There's a higher power. Plug into that. Financially, you know what? You may have to budget differently. You may have to get a side gig, whatever it may be. Spiritually, I say plug into the higher power. Some people say, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. Well, if you're spiritual, you believe in a higher power, who do you pray to? Who do you go to? You should need to do that. But I saw a T-shirt by one of the pastors that said, I got Jesus and a therapist. So some people may need counseling. And whatever it may be that's not going on well with you. It could be in your personal life, your work life. It could be a bunch of things. You got to make sure you check, um, your mental health, because no one's going to do that for you but yourself. And I believe it's important that you do that. All right, taking care of your mental health is paramount. Are you doing that? And if not, why not? Do you do self-care? There are some people, they go to massages, they get their hair done, they get their feet done, their toes done. Some people may go to a party, some people may go to the beach, some people may go to the mountains, some people may go for yoga. Like I said, massages, a plethora of things. Whatever it is that you have to do, man, do it for your mental health. It's paramount. If you don't take care of yourself, no one's going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to do it. So for those of you who are watching the show tonight, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui, and I'm so excited tonight. Like I said, I'm wearing my Dominica hat because, the World Church of the Seventh-day Adventist, the General Conference, our president was in Dominica. He preached at the old Windsor Park, I believe it was, on this last past Saturday. And there's a new school, not a new school, but they're breaking ground for the Ebenezer Seventh-day Adventist School. Educating young minds is always a powerful thing, and our church has been instrumental in that for a long, long time. For a long, long time. So make sure that if you're in Dominica, and some of you are looking for, a school to send your child to, trust me, you're not sending their child there to one of the schools for indoctrination. You're sending them there for great learning. You can do that. All right. So now getting that done, we talked about mental health. We talked about the markets. We talked about my church. We've done all of that. Now we're going to talk about you and your finances. You can see the title tonight of the program. You can see it right there. It says financial moves in 2025. What financial moves are you making in 2025? There's a lot of people who um, are doing different things. Some people may have a side business. Some people may have a small business. Some people may work for a huge company or the government, corporate America or corporate wherever. But what are you doing besides that to make sure your financial house is in order? All right. So basically, let's go straight to, if you saw my ad I made earlier, um, my ad I made earlier, it basically said that, I'll go to it for you, make sure I say it correctly. All right. It says that financial moves in 2025. The first one in 2025, what you have to do is number one, financial move is create your wealth plan. Now you might say, well, I don't know. Do you have a wealth plan? You know, do you have a wealth plan? Do you? Some people, they want to achieve millionaire status. I was talking to someone the other day, last month, I think, and they said they want to be a millionaire. Well, if that's your goal, what are your plan to achieve that? Now, I'm not here to rain on anyone's parade. If that's your goal, I wish you the best. Some people just want to have enough to survive. Some people want to be able to help others. So they want to have, excess, you know. So achieving, your financial goals in 2025. For some people, it's a highly ambitious, and it typically requires a combination of income, strategic investments, right, and disciplined financial management. Do you have disciplined financial management? Are you disciplined in your financials? Are you? Or you just spend as you go, as you want? Do you? Are you? Now it says clear financial goals. Do you have that? You gotta create clear financial goals. That's number one. Create clear financial goals and build your plan to attain it. You gotta have clear financial goals and build your plan to attain it. Some people is by saving, some people is by investing, whatever X may be. For some people, maybe a million, maybe half a million, it'd be a quarter of a million. I don't know. It's your plan, not everybody's plan. Right? So whatever you want your net worth to be, you got to calculate how much money you need, and then calculate how much you need to reach that goal. Now, investing, for example, I'm not opposed to people investing in the markets and crypto and Bitcoin, but I feel I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. If you decided that you're going to start investing $100 a month or $200 or $500 a month in the market, right? Let's say you started yesterday. You got a mutual fund and you put in $100 or 200 or 300 or 4 or 5 every month, right? And you're averaging DCA cost averaging me. All right. So whether the market is up, whether it's down, right? That's dollar cost, excuse me, and the markets are up now to, I don't know, 100 points, 500 points, 1,000 points. Now you've made some money, but you only put $500 in, right? Now remember, to build, you're gonna have a long-term strategy, because you don't just become wealthy overnight. You got to hit the lottery, and I don't recommend that, although some of you do. And some of you, when you hit it, you need to hit me up too, so I can help you what to do with it, right? You need to make more money to reach your goal. But check this out. $500 that you invest today does not make you a millionaire tomorrow. What if you become disabled? What if you get sick and you can't work? What if the worst case scenario, something happened and your untimely demise happened quicker than anticipated? Today, they say the average life expectancy for a woman in America is 87 and for a man is 85. But I'm seeing people living longer than that. My grandmother from a little village in Dominica called Maho on my mother's side lived to be 103. My grandmother was originally a Revere and married into, became a Coffee. She lived to be 103. But the key here is, if you live a long life, can you sustain it financially? Have you put the right things in place, right? So the first one we said is to create clear financial goals, and how you plan to attain it. It says, do you need to make more money to reach that goal? Do you need to reduce your debt level? And we'll talk about that a little later. Do you know your investment targets? Ensure that you build financial plan that takes all those questions into account. You got to take those things into account, because the less debt you have, the more disposable income you have to invest. So you got to create a plan. You got to budget. Do you budget? Do you budget? You got to create a plan and budget. You got to create a plan and budget. So it's telling us here real quickly that our first thing we got to do is to create your wealth plan. When you create your wealth plan, for some people, it might be owning a small business. Your small business, I don't know, it could be cooking, it could be travel, it could be something. But you got to have that, right? So create your wealth plan. Financial moves in 2025. I know we're all the way in May, almost in June, but it's never too late to start. All right. Now, secondly, it says you have to maximize your income streams. You got to maximize your income streams. To reach whatever status you choose, whether it's a millionaire status or whatever status you choose, a thousandaire or whatever it may be, to reach that status, you need to add income sources such as a side hustle. Some of you have a job, right? You may work for the government, you may work for corporate America, you may work for, a company. And some of you have skills, man. You should be, if you're really good at cooking dinners, right? And you cook it on the side for people should be paying you for that. You're not doing it because you're my friend. No. That's not fair. Oh, they'll buy all the ingredients. Whether they buy the ingredients or not, they got to pay you. So get a side hustle. They say freelancing work and building passive income ideas. What else could it be? It could be, for example, you could work part-time doing what I do without compromising your job. As a matter of fact, we're hiring, right? Identify areas where your skills match the market demand. Some of you are good with making videos. Well, you can monetize content creation on social media, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, wherever it may be. I see a lot of crap out there, but I see a lot of people doing good things as well. You can do that. You can do that. You can do that as well, right? Now, if you know what your business or your side hustle is, you got to figure out, can I scale it? Can I scale that into a career as well? Because a lot of people have jobs that's not what they're called to do. Some people don't know what their purpose is. I actually know someone who can show you what your purpose is. If you're interested in that, I can refer you to her as well. But you got to scale that, man. You got to scale it, right? If working in a 9 to 5, you can invest in career development. Take a course. Some people are learning a lot of stuff on YouTube, or you can do an online course. Next time there is a job, or even on your current job, negotiate a raise. If you're of value to your company, you're getting good reviews, ask for a raise. And when you get that raise, that money, you don't go spending it because you have more disposable income. You pretend like you're living on the old salary that you were making. You can do that. You can do that. Negotiate a raise. If you're launching or scaling a business, you got to invest in the tools and resources it takes you to do it. You're going to have to take classes. You may have to get a certification. Do that. Be knowledgeable in your field. Know what you're talking about. One of the things I see is, and I made a post about that the other day, where everybody is a superstar on everything. Everybody. A superstar on everything. You know what? Know your lane, know your limits, but become a student of your craft, whatever it may be. All right? So the first one we told you what the first one was. Do you guys remember what the first one was? The first one was create your financial wealth plan. Number 2, maximize your income streams. Don't be scared to have multiple forms of income. Now, I think the problem I've noticed, some people who try this, they fail because whatever their primary source of income is, they're not concentrating on it more. Concentrate on that one the most. And the rest, you can give it your free time. Instead of Netflixing and chilling all the time, get your side hustle on. You like to drive? Do Uber or Lyft. Uber Eats, deliver food, something, right? Don't be scared. All right. Number 3 is invest strategically and consistently. Remember, I talked about DCA, dollar cost averaging. The reason why a lot of people, the reason why some people did well in their 401k if the market was up, because your 401k, you don't see that money. It goes directly into an investment, right? Whether it's mutual funds, whether it's bonds, stocks, whatever that the 401k or the 43B or the 457 or the TSP is invested in, right? So it says there, invest strategically and consistently. One of the worst things that people don't do is they don't pay themselves. They paying everybody: the gas man, the light man, the lawn man, the garbage man, the nails man, the hair man, the massage man, the club man, the bar man, the vacation man, but they're not paying themselves. So I think you got to invest strategically and consistently. So for example, if you go to Starbucks every day, for those of you who like to invest or play or dabble in the market, if you go to Starbucks every day, why don't you invest in them? If all you wear is Nikes, why don't you buy this stock? If you have an iPhone, an iPad, a Mac, iWatch, you got everything, right? Smartwatch, whatever you all call it. So you have all your products. You have the little pen. You have the earbuds, but you don't own any of what they do. It's important that you understand those concepts. Invest strategically and consistently. If there's something you like, do some research. It's easy to do research, nowadays. Now, I think you can do research by calling the company, getting information, or talking to someone who knows about the industry. For example, TikTok and YouTube can be good, but also it can be detrimental to you, because not everything you see on social media, sometimes everybody's an expert. Everybody has a PhD on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. Find people, when you're dealing with your finances, find people who know what they're talking about, people who are licensed, like myself. It doesn't have to be me. I prefer, if you know me, it's me, but you can find someone who can help you do this. Find someone, interview them. Ask them for referrals. Not referrals, not referrals. I'm saying it right. I'm saying the wrong words, not referrals. It'll come to me in a minute. Ask them for people who they've done business with, if they're willing to talk about you. Ask them for that. But do your research, man. Not everything that glitters is gold. You got to do that. So when you invest strategically and consistently, what happens there is that start investing now, today, not tomorrow. Patricia Richards, good evening. How are you? Start investing today, now. I don't care if you're 18, 24, 25, 35, 45, 55. You could be older and retired and still, doing something for your future, because you might be 60 or 65. You might have another 20 more years to live or more. Yeah, have fun, go on vacations and do different things, but make sure that you invest strategically and consistently. Start investing now, whether you choose to invest in the markets. You make sure you find the right broker, or real estate. Some people are flipping houses, If you don't want to do that, they have mutual funds that's called real estate investment trusts. They call them REITs. There's different things you can do. But do your research. Ask questions. Ask people what they're doing. Referrals, I meant to say. Ask for referrals. Be sure you diversify your portfolio and balance your risk Don't put everything in one basket unless if it's guaranteed. There are some things that are guaranteed. So you can dabble in this or dabble in that, but do your research. I mean, a lot of us have made a lot of mistakes in our lives, right, over the years. A lot of mistakes we've made. And as we get older, we said, man, if I could go back, I could change a lot of things. Of course you could. You could probably change a lot of things when you go back. But the important thing is simply this. After you learn new concepts and new ideas, do you apply them, or how do you apply them to today? You see, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Because if you have the cure for cancer and you never share with anybody, how is that knowledgeable? How is that good for us? So when you have knowledge, applied knowledge, you take action. You have a problem spending, you may have to cut off, when you pay off a credit card, you may have to cut it off, cut it up. If your fingers are itchy, and you pay off the other one, you may have to cut it off again. The average American have 2-3 credit cards. Some people have one, some have 2-3, 4. And we get ourselves in problems. Because if you're not disciplined, you're going to be on Amazon every day ordering stuff. And you're going to be at the mall or wherever it is that you're doing, just buying stuff because you have the money. And a lot of us fall into that trap. Right? So like I said, you got to set up automatic contributions and slowly build your investments. If it's a small amount, invest now. Like I said to you, dollar cost averaging is the best way to do it, especially if you don't have a lot of disposable income. $100 a month, 500, 1,000. There's people who are watching my show who could probably do 1,000 or 2 or 3. I have. It doesn't matter. Your story is not anything, man, because you live in paycheck to paycheck. Find a second grind. Cut back. Cut back. You can do it. You have to show some form of discipline. You can do it. So like I said, set up automatic contributions. Some of you who like to put money in banks, right? I'll give you a tip. You have a bank account, you can get a second account, right? And have money go in there every month, all right? Every month. Every month. I'll tell you what you'll do with it later. Not right now. I'll tell you what we'll do with it later. Every month you have money go in there and you have no debit card for it. No debit card because you can't go use it. And sometimes you may have to be a bank that's far away or an online bank. Because if it's around the corner, you can walk there and go take money out. But if you have no debit card and you have to call them and go to a hassle to get the money out, that will help you. So every month you build that, and annually you could dump that money into an IBC concept we'll talk about in a minute. All right. So number 3 is invest strategically and consistently. Right? Strategically and consistently. Number 1, create clear financial goals. Number 2, maximize your income streams. Number 3, invest strategically and consistently. Now, number 4 is my favorite. Eliminate debt. Everybody I know got debt. Almost everybody I know. I shouldn't say everybody I know. Almost everybody. They got mortgages, car loans, student loans, credit cards, personal loans, equity line of credit, and even money that they borrow from somebody that they owe. You see, debt can come in a plethora of ways, man. There's even personal debt that you borrowed from your friend. Pay that back. We all could fall on hard times. Pay it back. I borrowed from people before. I make sure I pay them back. Make sure you do that. All right. So in debt, number four, like we said, is eliminate debt. Are you carrying credit card debt and loans? These drain your resources. Because if you have these high credit card debt or and that you cannot pay off in full every month, or you have um, other loans, they're going to drain your resources because the more you're paying out is the less you can save. And the less you're paying out is the more you can save to benefit you. We have a program that's called GOOD, GOOD, Get Out of Debt. We can show you how to get out of debt. Your credit card, student loans, mortgage, equity line of credit, personal loans. We can show you how to get out of that in 9 years or less without spending any additional money that you're spending right now. We can show you how to do that. We can show you. A lot of people don't want to learn because they want to continue doing the same thing that they've been doing a long time. That's what they want to do. And that's their right. That's their right. You know, while we're talking about debt, what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to, send this live that I'm doing to a couple people who should be watching this. And I know they should be watching this because I know they have debt and I know they have options, but I want them to make sure that they hear what I'm talking about and that they do it. Because too many times we don't want to. You know why? Because we don't want to. Why? Well, I got it under control. I don't want to, I don't know what you're talking about, if that's really what it is or what it's not. Folks, the key here is simply this: making sure you put everything in place the right way is by making sure you eliminate your debt so you can give yourself more money. For all the things that you love to do, you can actually pay yourself and do it. You can pay yourself while eliminating debt. Are you doing that? Some of you are not. You know why? The reason why you're not doing it because you don't know any better. And debt is destroying your financial plan or whatever it is that you're claiming that you want to accomplish. Debt is killing it. So remember this, folks. Remember this. Number 4 is eliminate debt. Is your credit score suffering? A lot of us have credit card debts, and some of us, our credit is not suffering. Our credit is miserable. There's someone watching right now. I don't know if they're asleep, but they know who they are. Their credit was terrible. And I gave them some pointers, and they've been doing it right now. Their credit is excellent. I'm very proud of them. Because they're taking advice and they want to change their current position and put themselves in a better position so that they'll be able to use credit to purchase a home or whatever it is that they want to do. If your credit is suffering, find ways to boost your credit score so that you can access better rates. If you have a better credit score, you can get better credit card rates, you can get better loan rates. Yeah, if you have a little bad credit, you can still get a mortgage, but then you're going to get a higher, you can get stuff, they give you higher rates. That's how it works. And check this out. When you boost your credit score so that you can access better rates, what you do when you get better rates, you're paying less money, you reinvest the savings from debt payments into wealth building activities. Always remember, creating wealth is not a chore. It should be a lifestyle. And some people are doing very well at it. Some people are struggling at it. And you can change the trajectory of what you're doing with debt. Um, I believe that anybody who has a financial plan and the foundation is not set up, solidified, is flawed. And let me tell you what I meant earlier about for those of you who are investing. For example, I'm going to prove my point. If you're investing in the markets and you just started today, or you're learning how to do it, right? And you start with $100 or 200 or 5, whatever you start. And let's say the markets were up and you made a little money. You don't have generational wealth, or you don't have wealth. But using life insurance as a wealth creation tool, you can make one payment. There's a story someone of our agency told us there was someone in Texas who was from Africa. I think they were from Kenya. And basically, the young guy was a truck driver or something like that. And if something happened to him, his family back home would suffer because they depended on his income. He was sending money back home as well. And the guy ended up getting a plan, and there was a snowstorm of inclement weather. He only made one payment of X. It could have been 500, it could have been 200, it could have been 50, it could have been 250, 300, it could be 1,000, whatever it may be. And there was a severe accident and he died. But guess what? His family back home, especially with the exchange rate, were millionaires. Because of what he put in place. You see, not having a solid foundation. I don't care who you all talk to. I don't care if you talk to a stockbroker, someone who trade, someone who does X, or someone who does Y. As a matter of fact, even if you have a business, you need a buy-sell agreement, Keyman Insurance. So if your partner dies, you get money to continue the business. Or if you die, they get money to continue the business. Because sometimes people don't want to deal with family members. So if you have no insurance foundation, your plan is flawed. I don't care who you are. It's flawed. So therefore, you make one payment and God forbid something happens. Your family has a large pool of money. You can stay in your same house to mourn if you take some time off work. Now, it's not going to bring them back. Money doesn't bring them back, but it gives you time to mourn. I know some people who parents are dead for years and they're acting like they died yesterday. And it's okay. You can't tell people how to mourn. My mother died since 2013 and my father since 2020. And everybody mourns differently. But it would be nice if you were mourning and don't have to worry about how you're going to pay your bills. So you got to make wise decisions. So that's why you got to solidify. We can teach you how to eliminate your debt using life insurance, where you pay yourself and you pay off your debt and you create wealth. Nobody's teaching you that. I don't care who they are. And some of them are telling you, oh, well, let me show you how to do this and how to do that. They're doing this and they're doing that, but they have no security. None. I was talking to someone the other day on Sunday. They may watch this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to text it to them right now. And they told me they only have insurance at work only. And nothing is wrong with that. You can have insurance at work only. But you also need something personal, because if you're furloughed, downsized, fired, got doged, Department of Government Efficiency, if you work for the government, you can be downsized, you can be fired, you can get sick and you can't work the morning, let you go. What you going to do then? Folks, it's paramount that every financial plan has a solid insurance plan as the base. Without it, and some of you don't even understand how it actually works, but that's okay. That's why I'm here, is to teach you how to do that. And I'm not going to teach you on this live. If you hear what I say makes some sense to you and you're interested, you reach out. My information is scrolling. Reach out to me so we can get you to where you need to be. All right. And then let me stop this. Hold on. And then the fifth one, I actually, everything that I was saying, guys, you're going to laugh, was going to go into a text to somebody. So I better stop that. Let me get out of there. I don't want that text to go through. Um, Everything, folks, that you do needs to have a solid foundation. And if it doesn't have a solid foundation, it's flawed. So, as I said, you eliminate debt. If you're carrying credit card debt and loans, you drain your resources. You need to pay them off or pay off the debt as quickly as possible. Your credit score is suffering. Find ways to boost your credit score. You know, they have Experian boost. Sometimes you, even if you're renting, that can help boost up. Utilities can help boost up your credit as well. You know, you're paying your bills. Reinvest your savings from your debt payments into wealth building activities, whatever that may be. And I can show you that too as well. And the last, it says, hold on, it says, the final one is to protect your wealth. Do you know how to protect your wealth? Do you guys know how to protect your wealth? Number 5, protect your wealth. You know, we've gone through 4 of them so far. Create a clear financial goals and plan. Number 1, maximize your income streams. 3, invest strategy. I can't even say the word. Consistently and strategically. I can't even say strategically. I can't even say it. I can't even say the word. I'm having my tongue is tied today. Good evening, Miss Carmen Joseph. How are you? Number 4, strategically. I can't even say the word, but you know what I mean. I'm having a mental block here with words. strategically. I'm having a tongue twist today. And number 4, eliminate your debt. Eliminate your debt, all kind of debt. Personal debt, debt you owe to people, credit card debt. Stop going to debt to impress people, whether it's cars or furniture or foolishness. Just stop it. Make sure you have ample wealth. Then you can enjoy what you need to do. And finally, 5th and finally, protect your wealth. You are your largest asset. You are the greatest asset is you and your ability to earn an income. You protect your phones, you protect your bicycles, your cars, your home, but you don't protect yourself adequately. Some of you nickel and dime and cheat yourselves. Oh, I got it on my job. You're making $100,000 a year and you're 30 years old. 40 times your income is what you need. 40 times your income. And you're like, well, why? Because what you're making at 30 is not what you're going to be making at 40 and 50. And if something, especially if you have children or family and something happens to you, I see it all the time. Crowdfunding and GoFunding and all that. And people having big sales and fish fries and selling cakes and candy and asking people to buy something to help them. It's embarrassing. But you can do better than that. You can do better than that. So protect your wealth. You are your largest asset. And you need to protect your income and the income that you generate. So, for example, the way you protect the income that you generate is having living benefits on your income, because the insurance that you have on your job has no living benefits. What if you have a critical illness, critical injury, or chronic illness? I just saw something the other day that, even with Alzheimer's now, someone texted me today and was telling me, they're having some issues with their memory. And somebody else texted me last week telling me, if I don't see them much on Facebook anymore, they're having some memory issues. Dementia, Alzheimer's, those are cognitive impairments, man. So you want to make sure you have an emergency pool of money you can use for someone to take care of you, because you may not be able to take care of yourself. I just found out a friend of mine, I saw them, they post a picture of them and their mom, and I said, tell her I said hello, and it's like she passed today. I was like, wow. And she was having some of those issues. So you are your largest asset. You need to protect the income you generate. Be sure to protect yourself with health, life, and property insurance. So if you have car insurance, you hit somebody or something, insurance will take care of that. Health insurance, so you can go get your annual physical, or if something you have something catastrophic. And life insurance, today there's so many people I know with critical illnesses or chronic illnesses, cancer, lupus, strokes, end stage. I mean, people becoming quadriplegics because of accidents. For those of you who like to advertise, you're traveling a lot on planes and trains. Most of the times, if there's a plane accident, it's tragic. Excuse me, but on a train or a taxi or a bus, you may suffer something. But what if you be driving your car? You become a quadriplegic. How are you going to function? Well, you got to make ramps in your home, make the doorway wider. There's different things you may have to do, folks. Build an emergency fund where you save a minimum of 3 to 6 months of expenses that can keep you in a high interest account. So let me ask you, and don't answer the question, anybody. Don't answer it. Do you have 3 to 6 months living expenses saved? The average American is living paycheck to paycheck. And the funny thing about it is, and sometimes people are going to hit you up, because if you're preparing and saving and someone else is not, sometimes you have to tell them, no, I'm sorry. I got to prepare for my future. Folks, if you do these 5 steps in 2025, you will be able to secure your financial goals. Number 1, create a clear financial goal and build a plan to attain it. Number 1, create clear financial goals and build your plan to attain it. Number 2, maximize your income streams. You may want to open a restaurant, or or do hair, or do something, a travel business. So some of you live on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Monetize it as well, and then save that income. Thirdly, invest strategically. I can never say that word, guys. I'm having a mental block. Someone have to send me a voice text with that word. Strategically. I can't even say it. And consistently. Number 4, eliminate debt. Eliminate debt. And when you eliminate debt, reinvest the savings, pay yourself. Learn to say no to people. And number 5, protect your wealth. The way you protect your wealth is making sure you have life, health, and property insurance to protect your stuff. Last month, I went for my annual physical in April. Make sure you have some life insurance. And make sure that you are creating some form of wealth creation using these concepts that I talked to you about. So those are the 5 steps. Number 5 is protect your wealth. Number 4, eliminate debt. Number 3, invest strategically. Oh, I think I said it, and consistently. Number 2, maximize your income streams. Get a side hustle, a side job, Uber, Lyft, travel business, fried chicken, open a restaurant, do something, cut hair, something. You're good at something else, get certifications, get a certificate, go back to school. And 1, create a clear financial plan and build with goals and plans. And budget. Sometimes we don't budget because we don't want to do what we ought to do. Folks, listen, it's 2025. Let's stop playing. The average person who watches Tuesdays with Terrence is not in their 20s. You're in your 30s, 40s, 50s. A lot of you in your 60s, 50s, 60s. The average person watches Tuesdays with Terrence. But it's not too late. Some people watching on the rebound. Some of them do. But it's not too late. You got to make sure you change what you're doing, folks. I don't care if you have You good at HVAC? You can do it part-time? Do it. I don't care what it is that you're doing, folks. Make sure that you are creating wealth. And sometimes you have to talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. Talk to a licensed person. I want to thank you tonight for tuning in. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. Some people call me Little Boy. Some people call me Look boy. We from the 767 Whitey Kubuli. Tall is her body. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. I'm wearing my Dominica hat. The roots of my rise. As I play my theme song tonight, I'll strum along a little bit for you guys with the song. I'm not gonna sing, because I can't sing. But one of these days I'll sing and play for you guys. All right. So have a good night. God bless you.
Dominica made me, that's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South, I stand strong with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
Good night, everybody. God bless you. If you need my help, you know how to get in touch with me. Those are the 5 steps for financial success in 2025. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. That's a song I created for my theme song. Thank you for tuning in tonight. God bless each and every. Next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Peace out. I love you. One love. Like and share if you like what you heard tonight. I'm out.